Hi friends, welcome back. I actually didn't plan to do another upload today, but as you can see, it's so gorgeous out and the petals are falling off the trees and there's a pink carpet on the ground, and maybe you can even see some of them falling behind me. It's so beautiful. And so I'm gonna do a page today. We've been doing, if you have been following along my little mini series, we've been doing a few pages from the Messianic Haggadah this week of Passover and unleavened bread. So today the page, it's Kadesh, the first cup, and I got a beautiful inspiration today about Passover and about this time. We know that we've been talking about Nisan and the new month, and everything's new, and God makes all things new, and He brought His people out through the Red Sea, through the water, and it's like, it's like a baptism, right? When they come through the water. And amazingly, well, I want to share something from my own testimony today, is that today, March 31st, is my baptism birthday, my born-again birthday. So I hadn't connected it really until today with the Passover. Isn't that amazing? When I was reading this today about Kadesh, how we're sanctified, and the very first cup that we drink, both on Passover and on Shabbat, is the first cup. So that's what I wanted to look at today as we make this connection, which I'm going to continue with the baptism. So the first cup is called Kadesh. The Seder leader calls out Kadesh, the first cup. So this is after you light the candles in the very beginning of the Seder. Well, and don't forget, we're reclining, so this is kind of a nice way to do it. I'm sitting outside on the carpet of pink. So we're reclining. Now that the candles have been lit and we are comfortably seated around the table, we are ready to officially begin our Passover Seder. Watch this next year. And tonight we will drink the 4 cups. So I wanted to talk also a little bit about the 4 cups of wine or grape juice, each recalling a special promise made by God to our people. So then the reader 1 reads, I am the Lord and I will bring you out. So this is the first cup. I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And okay, so these are the cups. I will deliver you from slavery to them, and I will redeem you, second, with an outstretched arm and great acts of judgment. I will take you to be my people, and I will be your God, and you shall know that I am the Lord your God, who has brought you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. So the 4 promises are symbolized by 4 cups, traditionally referred to as 1, the cup of sanctification. I will bring you out from Egypt. 2, the cup of deliverance. I will deliver you from Egyptian bondage. 3, the cup of redemption. I will redeem you with my power. And 4, the cup of restoration. I will acquire you as my people. So those are the 4 cups that we drink during the Seder. And the first one, in the Hebrew, the word for holiness is kedusha, meaning set apartness. When God said He would bring the Israelis out of Egypt, He separated them and set them apart as His own special people. During the Exodus, so here comes the baptism part, during the Exodus, their passage through the cloud and sea were likened to their baptism or rebirth as God's people. So I'm going to stop there for a sec. Now friends, this is kind of taking a little jump into the sea, but as I stop here and I reflect, like I said, on my baptism on this very day, well, the calendar day, March 31st, which is what today is, and in this week when Yeshua would have been this week, when He would have been already resurrected, and He would have been walking along with the disciples back in the 40 days when He was walking along on the earth. Those were the days I realize now that was my baptism. So it makes me connect to His baptism from when Jesus was baptized, and the dove came upon Him, the Holy Spirit, and He came out of the water, and God said, this is my Son with whom I love. Now friends, I don't know, and I'm just really conjecturing this, but I feel in my spirit that was Nisan. That was this time. It had to be, right? I mean, how could it not have been? He would have come up when the blossoms were full. I don't know exactly the schedule in Israel, but I know that they do have the springtime now. Of course, it's springtime in Nisan. That's where it comes from in Israel. So that this would have been His baptism. And this is Joanne saying it. I mean, I have not read this anywhere. This is my new inspiration, but I really think, and also how we know Yeshua says you have to be born of the Spirit and of water, not only of water, but of water and the Spirit. So wouldn't it make sense that His baptism is what that's His birth and the birth of His ministry? But anyway, I don't want to go into that, but I just feel that newness of His baptism today on the day that it was also my baptism, and that newness I want to emphasize again of this season season of springtime and the setting free, this time of being set free, and just going back to what we were talking about before in our own lives too. There's really, you know, I just keep doing this with my hands. There's like a setting free today. And again, when we see how God designed the seasons, you know, how God had his design for springtime to be this, behold, I am doing a new thing. Okay, so let's continue. The first cup is called the cup of sanctification, since it recalls how God has set us apart as his special people. This is the same cup over which we recite Kiddush on the Sabbath, except tonight we will recite it over the first cup of Passover. Of Yeshua it is said, Messiah our sanctification, 1 Corinthians 1:30. Okay, now a question for you friends. Which cup did Yeshua drink during his Passover Seder with his disciples? He apparently drank the first 2 cups in the traditional way. At the third cup, the cup of redemption, he said, this is my blood of the new covenant. Yeshua told his disciples he would not drink the 4th cup, the cup of restoration, but promised to do so with them in the coming kingdom. So friends, I just want to bless you today, and all of you who are celebrating the Passover. You are preparing for his coming kingdom. We are all together preparing for his coming kingdom. And can't you just see how his kingdom really is coming? And it's so important. He says, I have one flock, right? Be one flock and one shepherd. So we want to be all together at his table, all together celebrating, drinking these cups. And we hasten his coming, and may it be speedily and in our day. God bless you everyone, and see you next year in Jerusalem, or come in springtime anytime to celebrate under the cherry blossoms with us here as well. Chag Sameach.